welcome back to another Max's Midday Madness. This one might come up a little bit later, but wanted to make sure we get this recorded so we can talk about it and you can go ahead and take a look. A big, crazy week 3. I'm using 2 computers, so I'm going to look this way because, we're upgrading our enhancements in the way that we're tracking all of our data. But wanted to jump into week 3. It was a crazy week 3. A lot of things came down to the wire as far as the actual scoreboard went. So if we take a look at our scoreboard here, I think the biggest one here, lowest score of the week as far as matchup goes. Looks like a lot of injuries, a lot of teams that we would have thought would have performed, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, ended up not really getting it done. Najee see me, Najee don't. 72 points total. Probably would have been a lot lower than that, but going up against Amon or Mission with only scoring 58.82 points. That is extremely tough. I'm sorry, Courtney, but you got to do something. Maybe have a pep talk about grit, get that team on board to get back in play. Najee Harris takes a win there, 72 to 58.82. Looking at just kind of comparing overall points scored, if we look at the Meaty Buckles, which was the top scorer of the week with 148.28, Alex coming in clutch, picking up. Juwan Jennings coming in with a injury-riddled San Francisco 49ers. Juwan Jennings alone put up 46.5 points. That's almost the entire number of points that Courtney's team ended up putting up, so that's pretty tough, but ended up taking the win, 148.28, over his own sister with Miles Jared Amon-Ra St. Breen, 117.9. Really dominant performance by Alex's team, coming in at MVP of the week. We look at a really tight matchup here between CDs, TDs, and the greatest show on paper. It all came down to the Monday night games. Ended up squeaking by 128.96 for Spencer compared to 128.88. That all came down to decimal points, basically to yardages that were gained with Jaden Daniels to put Spence at the top, coming in undefeated 3-0. Big shout out to you. Royal Oak Cavaliers 144.28. Ant Kim, dominant performance here. Top was Williams along with Lamar Jackson and Zach Moss, taking out Tyler on his anniversary weekend. 0-3 now with 108.74. And then we had Real America's team. Really strong performance. Malik Neighbors might have been a sleeper pick. This guy's coming out strong with a really tough Giants team that just doesn't seem to have it going on, but the shining light to that is Malik Neighbors. 28.2 points, 127.78 over Adams' unstoppable Goffense, 111.26. Really good performance by Raji Rice and Joe Burrow, but just couldn't get it done to compete with Steph's team. So Great matchups. I think my favorite one was the battle of that anniversary couple from last weekend, Rowena and Paul. Rowena, or 4-row, ended up squeaking by again in a close matchup, 97.76, with a dominant performance with Dak Prescott at 29.86. Over Grit Ass Iron at 96.92, less than a point difference, just like Spence and Uncle Alex there. Josh Allen, I don't know why I keep calling him Jared, but Josh Allen, so close. I mean, they were just dominating in that Monday night game. I think maybe if it was a closer matchup, could have came away with the win, but ended up not making it there. Special shout out here, huge happy anniversary to Tyler and Courtney, the Nardone skis. I hope you enjoyed your camping trip and got to celebrate your 1-year anniversary. If we look at the standings, we have 2 undefeated teams, 2 really dominant performances. We have CDs, TDs, 3-0 at the top. Following up closely is the Meaty Buckles, also 3-0. And then we have a bunch of 2-1s. We have Aunt Kim with the Royal Oak Cavaliers. We have the Real America's team. And we have Najee see me, Najee don't. Following down into 6th through 11th place, we have Greatest Show on Paper, 1 and 2. Miles, Jared, Amon-Ra, St. Breen, 1 and 2. Grit-Ass Iron, Adams Unstoppable Offense, and 4-Row, all sitting in that 1 and 2, tied in that 6 to 11 time frame. And then we have Jerkin Goff, we have Tyler sitting there at the bottom, 0 and 3. Tough matchups in the beginning of the season. We'll see what happens leading into this coming week. We go into week 4. The matchups we have is the Meaty Buckles taking on Najee See Me, Najee Don't. CD's TDs taking on the Royal Oak Cavaliers. That's a pretty good in-law matchup since we just had that going up against the father-in-law. Now we're going up against the mother-in-law. We'll see what happens there. Jerkin Goff's going up against Miles, Jared, Amon-Ra, St. Breen's team. The Battle of the Uncles. Greatest show on paper taking on Grit-Ass Iron at home. 4-Row taking on the Real America's team. And we have a Monomission going up against Adams Unstoppable Offense. For next week's Max's Madness, we're going to have a special interview, potentially, to talk about how the season's going so far and what are those decisions going in as a first-time team owner. That is your Max's Madness, and we will see you next week.